to the charts and targets pre-market. Today's date is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. And oh crap, we have ourselves another possible market shutdown. Just wonderful, isn't it? Well, that's what we're faced with today. And, unless there is like some decision made, unless the market, unless they say, hey, we've reached a deal, the market's not going to shut down. I don't believe the market is going to be happy about not knowing what's going on. So we're probably going to see a little chop. That's kind of what I expect today. Market not go anywhere really, unless, there's a handshake and all is good. No matter who gets what, and but the market's going to need to know what's happening. So I would be a little bit prepared for that today. So anyway, with that said, we've got a little bit of a pullback this morning. We talked about that in the room yesterday and kind of expected this, didn't we? Just a little bit of a pullback, getting closer to that decision today or tonight, I guess. We are still holding above the T line, and for that, I think that's fantastic. T line still above the trend indicator here. Let me get my crayons out. That blue. So this is price, the T line, the 8 EMA right there, and that's the trend indicator. So 1, 2, 3, everything is still working. A couple of things that we want to be careful of is this right here. We could have a little bit of a problem here, so we do need to break out. We do break out, I still think we move up here, and regardless if we break out, if we actually pull back, I think at some point buyers are going to come in, and I still believe that we're going to move higher. So overall, I am bullish. T21.23 yesterday was down. You can see on the hourly here. So that is telling us that the sellers have overall control. Although the chart is sort of saying something different. And what this just tells me is there's a little bit of chop going on, a little bit of indecision. There's certainly long charts out there. There certainly are short charts out there. Make your play, but make it with a plan. VXX is showing right now where we're up over price over the T line or the 8 EMA, and the 8 EMA is over the trend indicator there. We're also trying to get over that yellow line. That yellow line is just simply the 34 EMA. That's what the bullish side would look like. Again, this is just an hourly chart. This is what the bearish side would look like. And that's bearish, but then here we've turned bullish here. So a little bit of fear, but that's with the market gapping down, sort of expected. IWM here, we're just kind of, I think we're just consolidating, and it's all about the shutdown. That's what it is. That's what we're doing here. Qs, same thing. It's all about the shutdown. What's going to happen? And the market really needs to know these things. Market does not like indecision, doesn't like not knowing. The market really does not like that. Okay. And let's see here. What else do we have? Let me come over here. There we go. Hey, good morning, Coach. Good morning, Daryl. Jeffrey, Tammy, Tommy, Gold, Mike, Donna, good morning, Thomas, Jim, Roger, Sharon, Chip, a lot of people here today. Thank you very much. Emma, Dave, Julie, good morning. Sonny, Rally, Roasted Nick. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Nancy, happy Tuesday. I hear that, right? So overall, I'm still bullish. My personal, please don't take anything from it. My personal is that I don't think there'll be a market shutdown. That's probably a huge weight of that is simply because I don't want a market shutdown. I really don't. So, I don't think there's going to be one. maybe that's just wishful thinking. But anyway, I'm going to simply follow the chart here, follow the trades, make a plan for each trade I get in, and trade that plan. There is a possibility I will be in cash today. There is that possibility because if there's no decision made by the end of the day, I may choose to do that. Please realize that that cash is a position. It's okay. Remember, you don't have to trade every day. I know trading is about making money, but it is also about protecting your money. Okay, and that's important here. All right, let's take a look at a few charts here. Here's somebody, Goodson's already pointing out CORZ. Yeah, that's a nice looking chart there, CORZ. This is a 3-8 trap breakout, by the way. Let me put the top trap line in. The 3-8 trap is about just a couple things, really. It's about the 3 EMA, which is the green line. It's about the black line, which is the 8 EMA, and it's about a trend. It's also about a rally and a pullback. Okay, so trend, a move up, and a pullback within or below the 3, above the 8. So you can see, let's get rid of all this. You can see yesterday was a 3-8 trap. The day before was a 3-8 trap. The day before that, 3-8 trap, ditto, ditto. Okay. Now, so 3-8 trap yesterday, that's a 3-8 trap breakout when we break out of that 3 EMA. If anybody's wondering, because I always get this question, I want to point out that I used a 3 exponential high opposed to last price. I don't know that there is any great big difference which one you use. I personally use the high because it fishes with a little bit of a wider net, and I would rather have a little bit of a wider net. When you use the standard 3 EMA, you're fishing with a baby net. I'd rather fish with a big boy net. So anyway, yeah, this looks terrific there. Absolutely wonderful. Hey, Sue, good morning. LBRDK, let's take a look. I'm looking around at some other charts that I have. That's a nice chart. I like what that's starting to do. Nice round bottom. We're approaching that rounded bottom breakout setup. Once price is already there, but once the T-line and trend indicator goes over the 50-period moving average, we've got that rounded bottom breakout. So that is actually looking pretty good here. I want to take a look at the weekly on this. I would like to do this. This is one of my favorite things to do, really is just go from the top to the bottom here, and then we'll take a look at that daily. There we go. Daily is where I trade from. So right there is the 200-period moving average, the red line, also the 50% retracement back up. How cool would that be? And why I use that, and I would challenge everybody to do this, okay? Go back and look at charts that are down, that have come down. And I would challenge you to go take a look and see how many of them came up to that 50% retracement area. There's going to be a fair amount that don't, that are just totally trash charts. They're down because, well, they're down, right? But the charts that actually start reversing up, you would be amazed how you can follow this little, these lines here, and just you'll be truly amazed how you could, find a chart, lots of charts that actually come back up to that 50% retracement. And they're not going to come back up in a straight line. They're really not. But what they'll do is, like this. So anyway, I think this is a candidate. That was my long way of saying this is a candidate. But I sure would like it to, for me, to call it a rounded bottom breakout. The 8 and the trend indicator is going to have to be over the 50. Nice chart. Thank you very much, Sue. And you're looking at FTV. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's another. I see you like rounded bottom breakouts. One of my favorite setups. the way I use moving averages, and also I think that um, that's a strategy. You're taking a strategy. Charts moving from one moving average to another moving average, and this one's setting up too. Here we have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then here we even have some nice consolidation, all inside days. I like that. So if we look at this, that big candle right here, right there. Well, if we just go this way, all these candles, well, maybe not this one here, all inside of this candle. I think that's nice consolidation. Looks superb. Thank you very much. Hey, Sonny, good morning. I'll have to come back and read that. Thanks. Hey, folks, look, if you're not checking out our Facebook, you really need to. We've got a few people there that are just, Sonny's one of those. Roasted's another one. They post some fantastic stuff on there, and I post charts on there as well. So check it out and um, post yourself on there. Feel free to make comments, and we always like the thumbs up. Yeah, we always like that. So thank you. Hey, good morning, William. You're looking at some Galaxy. Let's take a peek, right? Galaxy moving sideways right now. Let's go to a 2-day chart, 3-day. I want to look for a little longer term here. Look, not longer term in the trade, just, go out further. Look at that 4-day chart. That's nice. 3-day chart is very nice too. 3-day chart, you got that sort of kind of Fig Newton thing going on. That's looking really good. Nice 3-8 trap. Something I've noticed this morning, there are a lot of 3-8 traps out there, a lot of them. And they're the majority that I'm seeing from my scans, the majority, not all, are where they're 3-8 traps and a little bit negative for today, but they're 3-8 traps. So we want to watch for those breakouts in there. But anyway, I think that's a nice chart. Here we've got a nice run up. And here it gets a little choppy, gets a little yucky, I guess. But if you look through all that, actually it's doing very well. There you go, right there. Super, very nice. Hey, Coach, good morning again. CRMD. Trying to move up there. Like I say, I'm looking around here. There we go. Yeah. CRMD, I think we're going to have to draw this line right here. But hey, from here up, that's 14%. We're bouncing off the 200. Very nice. Over the 50, I think you'll get that. I think that looks good. It's a biotech. For those that are afraid of biotech, I wouldn't touch it. But hey, if you're cool with biotech, and I don't mind biotech, it's no big deal, really. It's just another chart. I hear people say that, well, I don't trade biotech. I don't trade China stocks. Why? Why? And it's because of something you heard somewhere, probably not because you know any different. It's just something you heard somewhere. Anyway, I could go into a whole story there. But over the 50 period moving average, 2 thumbs up. I think that rocks. Thank you. I'm going to flag that. Hey, Val, good morning to you. SCHG. Oh, that's a nice. This is what I call a power trend. And, that's when everything is up. I mean, everything is up. Price is above the T line. T line's above the trend indicator. Trend indicator is above the 34 EMA, which is not shown here. 34 EMA is above the 50 period moving average. 50 period moving average is above the 200 period moving average. That's just pure trend right there. That's just pure trend. And man, when you get, stocks that just pull back, I mean, that's hard to argue with. 3-8 trap right in there. So very nice. Yeah, let's flag that. Thank you very much. And Path is one that I put out on the watch list. Crap. I was going to buy Path this morning. Path is one, shoot. Path is one that I put out on Facebook last night. Doggone it. And everybody here in the trading room, um, Jeff, you guys know Jeff? Jeff bought that yesterday. Doggone Jeff's buying dinner today. I don't know if anybody else bought this yesterday, but if you did, well, you're buying dinner too. Nice job, whoever's in that. Like I said, I know Jeff's in it. Way to go, Jeff. All right. Rock and roll. At this point, John, you're in it. Hey, John, way to go. Nice. Super. Dang. Okay, so at this point we have a gap. I'm not a big gap trader. I want to move to the next day or the next day after that. So let's see what happens with this. But think about some profits there, John. Again, way to go. Super job. Speaking of gaps, okay, speaking of gaps, let's go take a look at Telray. There we go. Telray. Yesterday, I did not participate because it had gapped up too much, and I'm not going to day trade intraday junk. To me, that's junk. I don't do that. There's nothing junk about the chart. It's just my word for saying that. But now I'm interested. Now that we've run up, now I can analyze that chart a little bit. So see, Telray is big time on my list for a buy to move higher. I think it still has more room to move. So I'll be taking a look at that. CNG is another one that, again, I'm not going to chase big gaps. It's just not my style of trading. But now I can work with it. And CGC is setting up. And how about MSOS? So even if the market shuts down, what is it? MSOS. Even if the market shuts down, we can sit back, eat munchies, and get high, right? So look at MSOS. That right there is a nice chart. I need to set an alert here. It's already up, but it'll keep me updated with it maybe. So I'm going to set alert right there. And that alert basically is top of so far today. So about $3.38 is what it is on that one though. And then the target right up here is that 50% retracement back up to the upside, rebound to the upside up here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So like I say, whether the market shuts down or doesn't, hey, we can eat munchies and get high. Hey, good morning, Neil. Hey, Vernon. Vernon says he'll be sitting on his hands today. That may be the best thing there is. It truly may be. But, always remember to trade your plan. And, you don't have to trade every day, okay? It's not always about winning, making money. It's about protecting your money as well, okay? Let's see here. Where am I? M-O. Yowzer. I'm going to get rid of that. What this yowzer was for, what a nice price action setup. 50 period moving average is trending higher. We've got ourselves a Fig Newton chart pattern that set this off up, in my opinion. And now we're just moving sideways, nice and tight. Talking about pop out of the box or a very tight flag here. Way to go. That's a nice chart. Thank you, S. And then you're mentioning above the cloud. Yep, you can see here. Let me put this out. Yeah, I've got it on my TC2000. We're above the cloud on the daily, the weekly, and the 60-minute. And then we can go look at the cloud. That's what my cloud looks like right there. And yeah, we're above the cloud. In fact, we've actually come back and tested the top of the cloud, and now we're moving up. Very nice chart. I love that chart. Let's keep that one on our list, okay? Did someone mention? No. Hey, Mr. Goodson, how are you? CRWV. Look at that popping up. Look at that popping up there. Above above this, whoops, messed up my alert. Above that green bar right there, next target is right here at we'll call it 147. And then here, let's put another target on that one. There we go. 160 up here. So what a nice chart. Look at that. Beautiful breakout there. Nice J hook in the making. Look at the trend. Let's do this. Let's do this. So you've got price here above the T line above the trendicator above the 50, and trendicator above the breakout. All bonus material down there. Nice chart. Yeah, boy. Let's see. Thoughts on ASAN short? Yeah, I'd have to say yeah on that. 50, or not 50, but the weekly chart here. Yeah, the weekly chart is not looking so good. Although, I mean, this could turn into, a little bit of support right there. It's possible that could. I think one thing it has going for it on the short side is you can see that we're failing the cloud right here. Okay, so even from the cloud to that downtrend line, 11%. So yeah, I would have to think about being short on ASAN. Certainly opposed to being long. Okay. Hey, Sharon, good morning. UNFI. Ouch. So if you're in it, stay in it. If you're looking to chase it, well, I'd sure trade by your plan. Okay. We're up basically 1, 2, 3, 4 days, a big gap. I think one would certainly look at this as going higher. If I look at the weekly chart, let's take this high over here and come down. See, we're just now breaking out of that 50% rebound line right in here. So, the next target right here, I'm going to, just because I'm kind of anal about that, I'm going to put one right here. So let's look at that daily now. And, the next target up, but you want to make sure your entry is a little bit better timed, I think. I don't think you just want to hop in it. I wouldn't. And if you're in it, 2 thumbs up. Way to go. Hey, Nancy, good morning. BKR. Yeah, BKR. See, this is what I'm seeing when I started running scans this morning. Now, I haven't ran any the last, 20 minutes here. So things may have changed a little bit, but that's what I'm coming up with. A lot of 3/8 traps where we don't have that bullish candle today. And I don't mean that we have to have that. They're set up. What I'm going to look for is bullish follow through. Totally agree with you. And there's a few energy stocks that really look good. This is one of them here. And this is what I would call one of those power trends. Price, T-line, trend indicator, not shown, 34 EMA, 50 period moving average, 200 period moving average. And what are we doing? We want to look for these consolidation areas, right? Look at that. Look, I'm gonna redraw that one. It's impressive. Look at that consolidation area. Look at that consolidation area. You can call those pop out of the boxes or flags. They're both the same thing. And there's probably other names out there that somebody might want to call them. But look at that. Up, buy, up, buy, up, buy, up, buy, up, maybe buy here. Very nice. Very nice. Let's make sure that's flat. I know I have that on my favorites list. I better. Hey, Daryl, some Hertz. Yeah, Hertz is looking pretty good here, I think. I've already marked out Hertz. I think Hertz runs up to 19%, and then the 50% rebound area up here. Let's go do that again. There we go. Is 43% away. So to me, I think Hertz is a good-looking chart. Well worth a look. Even to the first target up here right now is 17%. Man, that's I'll take that any day of the week. What else do we have? Let's see. I've got a couple. Oh, Riot. Let's take a look at Riot here. Riot, 25 bucks. Anybody see that happening? I do personally. So Riot looks pretty good. You know, we're challenging this area right now, right here. And we can go all the way across. And we're challenging that. And you can see where, you know, price has been. Boom. So watching for that breakout or that just entry anticipating that breakout, we break out, then boom, there we go up to that $25 area. And that's 26% away. Not bad for a stock trade. And if you're trading the options, well, you're eating good, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're eating good. What else do we have here? Anybody have anything you want to look at? Let me run through. Here's a couple. Take KMI. Look at KMI here. Yeah, look at KMI. You know, we put in this low. In fact, here's a inverted head and shoulders right there. We rally up. We're doing all the right things. There is the 50% retracement, bounce back to the upside. Targets up there. I'm looking at are right here, and then well, right up in here. You take a look at the weekly, and you can see what I've done here. Just taking this low to this high, and then watch it retrace back to the upside. So KMI, nice little chart here. EXE also setting up. EXE. See UEC, nice consolidation. Target still up here, 1 and 2, so 7%, 14% up there. All looking pretty good. All right. Hey, John, UNG. Let's take a look. UNG, natural gas. Hey, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to write that one down too. Okay, thank you very much. UNG. Yeah, UNG. All right. We're setting up for that rounded bottom breakout. T-line and price, or T-line and trend indicator, not quite over the 50 yet. That might not deter me from buying it. That potentially has a pretty good move. Let's do this. I want to come up, and you know, I might not use this top. Yeah, I might not use that top. So when I do this, what I'm doing is I'm looking for a logical trade for me. Okay. And for me, there's not a prayer available that I'm going to hold it all the way up here unless it's in my long-term account. But right now I'm focusing on my short-term account, doubling that account and doubling it again. I've already doubled it once. I'm headed for another double. And so there's not a world where that's, you know, going to happen up here for me. So I might even do something like this. But I think I'm going to do something like this. There we go. So targets for this is real simple. Right there, we're right at that 200 period moving average. Also, right in there, and we're right there at the dotted deuce, which a dotted deuce to me is a natural target point for the rounded bottom breakout. And then we're going to put one right here. Now, once we break out of this area, I think the dotted deuce is a slam dunk. I mean, I think it's right there because this is the construction area right here. So, and it can certainly be traded. It's not like it can't be. But once we break out of that area, then up we go. This is also seems to be a pretty good little area where price might once we get up there, price kind of gets a little wobbly, tries to trick people. But a nice spot, very nice spot up there. So that's looking pretty good. Thank you, NG. Also, what is it? BOIL, Boil. For those that want to play something that's a little bit same thing, but Boil might be one to take a look at. Okay. Hey, William, some Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks is trying to move. Right now, my whole trade plan on this would be to the 50, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it could run up there. It could do that. It is above the cloud on the 60-minute chart. I can see that. Yeah, it is that. So up we go. So yeah, maybe up to the 50, and then recheck it. Make sure that price action is still working for you. Okay. Hey, Daryl. EOSE. Yeah, yesterday that was nice. Nice inside day today. With this shooting star and this top up here, I kind of think maybe a breakout for a little proof might be good. On the other hand, what would happen here if it failed on you? Me, that's a 7-8%. Okay, that might be a lot. So be careful with that. But overall, a super chart, really, really is. Super chart. LEU is popping up on my scanner here. LEU. Yeah. Nice move up, nice consolidation. Bulls are stepping in just a little bit. That one is stepping up just a little bit. NXE, no. Yeah, see, there's not too many. Oh, wait a minute here. There we go. EXE coming up a little bit. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong one. Good grief, Rick. There. Hey, take a look at Tesla. Tesla is still holding up. I know that I see a lot of people looking at Tesla short. I'm not sure why. There's no sell signal here, but Tesla's one of these that gives everybody kind of that gut feeling, or that, oh, I hate what's his name, and read the chart, and there's just no, right now there is just no short signal in this, unless you're just trying to pick the top, and well, that's no good. That won't work out in the long run. That won't work out. But anyway, Tesla's holding here above the T line. I should probably put an alert on that. Yeah, we'll just put an alert about right there. So I'm going to set that alert. There we go on Tesla. Targets I still have up here, or around this 456, and then around 490 up here. Let's see here. CELH. Super. See, these are the charts we want on our watch list if you're not in it. We've talked about this one in the trading room here a little bit. Somebody posted it. Right up to that 50% retracement, back up. That's pretty nice. So for this one here, I'm certainly not going to chase it at this level. It's been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. 4 days maybe, right? So watch for a little bit of a pullback. Even if it breaks out, watch for that pullback to retest that 50% retracement. Target up here around 68 and 78. That's a good looking chart, by the way. That's top notch. Top notch. You didn't buy it at the close. Yeah, I know there's somebody in our room that's in this, but that's okay. Be patient. Be patient. This could give you another entry, okay? Looking at some B-Fly. B-Fly. That is a super chart. Rounded bottom breakout. Yeah, rounded bottom breakout. That's looking good. 200 period moving average is target on that. I'm going to write that one down. I like that. B-Fly. There we go. Hey, thanks, Dave. Hey, Joe, good morning. How are you? Roger, looking at some QS. Ooh, look at that, QS. We're playing around with that 50% rebound area. See here? How did I draw that? How in the world did I draw that? Yipers, what did I do here? Oh, I went from over here. I see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. We're playing around with that 50% rebound area. The next target area up here is right there. At about 15 bucks. I think we should write that one down to QS. QS is a player. When it gets going, it can get going. And that's a good looking chart. So I've got that one flagged. Yeah, see, that's 14% from this area up. That's a nice chart. Let's see. CNC. Good morning, Emma. CNC. That's setting up really good. Oh, hey, I forgot about that one, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about getting back into that, aren't I? CNC. That's looking very, very, very good here. It is a rounded bottom breakout. Very nice one too. The 50% rebound here is what, 41ish. And what I've done, let's go to weekly chart. There we go. So what I've done with that is taking these tops over here because that's more of my trade. I mean, you can take longer tops if you want. It's all about your trading. This is so important. Let me get the right tool here. Sorry to go off script a little bit here. It's so important. You're trading. Everyone's trading is within a circle. Some have a big ass circle, and some have one that is maybe a little bit too small. But you've got to find your comfort zone within your circle, and that's what you look at. You don't care what anybody else does. You don't care about that. I mean, you want to take note. You can learn a lot, but you stay in your circle. Okay, you stay in your world, and this is me staying in my world. I know what my trading is like, and I think I do pretty well at it. So anyway, so CNC next target up in that 3740 area, and then there is the 50% rebound area there, and that is in the neighborhood of 17.5%. That also gets you to the dotted deuce. And that's the 200 modified 200 period moving average. Once we get through there, the 200 is on its way. So yeah, we need to be thinking about CNC again. Thank you very much for reminding me, Emma. Appreciate it. Take a look at some GLW. This is what I call that power trend. And I've got scans for that. Look at that, man. Price, T-line, trend indicator, not shown, 34 EMA, 50 period moving average. There's the deuces down there. Wow. Just simply wow. And, you know, what are we looking for? We're looking for pullbacks, entry areas, right? Pullbacks, entry areas, pullback, entry areas, up. I mean, pullback, entry area, a little bigger, entry area. That's what we're looking for. Or breakouts. There's nothing wrong with a breakout. But GLW, that's rocking, man. Let's flag that. That's rocking. Hey, Dave, QS. QS could go with a good breakout here. I totally agree with you. You know, I'm going to draw another set of lines on this, and I'm going to use, and then we need to call it a day. Hello, Daniel. How are you? And I'm going to use the Fibonacci projection line, but mine is mostly quadrant lines. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to change the color so we can separate these two, okay? Well, I don't know. That didn't make much of a difference, did it? Let's change it. We'll change it to red. So we'll do that, right? So, you know, I could see, I mean, a lot more targets up here. Or not a lot more, I guess just added some. So I think we're in a good spot, target here, and then target somewhere around 17, 18. Yeah, this didn't do a whole lot. I thought it would do a little bit more. But yeah, we're good right there. All right. Hey, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so very much. It's an honor to be able to be on the mic here in front of everyone. I appreciate it. All the members, you guys are wonderful. And the trade picks during the day, fantastic. And you've been so helpful in my trading, and I hope that I'm helpful in your trading. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you guys in about 20 minutes when the market opens up. All righty. Take care.